Alright, here we are in the second round, um, testing this Bant Company deck. I'm gonna mulligan this zero land hand. Yeesh. This is also pretty bad. I think that following this mulligan, what I really want to find is a collected company or a Jace. So I'm gonna bottom Crisis. It is nice. I'm against mono red. I'm bottoming creatures. Get both balls out there. And then I'll probably fetch for planes with my Flooded Strand. The next thing is that Marty's got. Oh, there's a Jace. One turn late. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna play the Reflector Mage here. Because I have Dramoka's Command and Jace. So depending on what his turn is, on what his turn is, I can play 2 spells in a turn. And have, Jace in play, which is a must answer, and then Krasis to come in and ambush creatures the following turn. Interesting. Well, let's go blue. I'm just gonna play Jace. And have the Dramoka's Command available. I'm not gonna attack. But this Dramoka's Command can prevent, damage from like an Atarka's Command and fight something if I happen to go double block. So this does look like a mono red deck. This is probably the Reckless Bushwhacker deck. I think to surge that is 3, so he's probably not at a very dangerous point. Is he dashing it? No. Or is it 2 to surge? Maybe it's 2. Subterranean Scout. Target creature with power 3 or less can't be blocked. So he's just going to get 1 damage through, which I'm not super worried about. This is getting a little bit just in that. So I'm going to let him attack. Maybe he'll attack with all the goblins. I highly doubt it. But end of turn, I'm just going to go ahead and fight the Marty Scout, I think. So we'll just fetch from a forest. So boom, boom, boom. Okay, so Windswept Heath actually isn't terrible here. I'm going to go ahead and loot with Jason now. I do want to get an additional loot out of him. That's not the greatest. I'll play the Windswept Heath. Again, I don't think I'm going to attack. I'm just trading poorly for damage in that scenario. And I keep myself relatively safe from, I guess Atarka's Command probably isn't a huge fear in this game right now. Because he hasn't shown me green. This is like obviously a budget red deck. I'm playing in the one-on-one queues. Just to get used to the deck. I've tested this quite a bit. But definitely want to play test with it as much as possible. So what's this? Oh, this is the Reckless Bushwhacker. Okay. God, that's brutal. I'm gonna take 1,000,000,000 damage here. I'm gonna let him go to beginning of attacks. And I'll just go ahead. Tap down a goblin. So we're still gonna take 1,000,000,000 here. I don't know that we can come back from this. And I don't actually know how this deck really copes with this type of thing. You know, we're going to 7 here. We have no real sweepers. Ojutai's command isn't bad. So I'm gonna loot with Jace. Let's pitch a land. So I have a couple of options. I could Reflector Mage and Flashback Dramoka's command, which would put 4 blockers, or 3 blockers versus 4 attackers. But it would leave my Jace kind of vulnerable. The other option would be to hold up Ojutai's command. But in that case, I would be potentially taking a decent hit as well. But this doesn't allow me to hold up Ojutai's command. I'm going to hold up Ojutai's command. I can counter a Bushwhacker this way. I still don't think I can afford to attack. I need to stabilize this board fully. And part of that might just be playing Ojutai's command here and flashing it back next turn to gain life, or flashing it back at a later date. So he's going to attack me with a 0 power thing. What is this, like? Trumpet Blast? This might be Trumpet Blast. Okay. So this takes us to 4. So this could just be him burning us out here. Trading a fodder. Oh, that's so annoying. I want this to be an actual creature, not another token maker. Ugh. This is brutal. So we're just going to cycle this. Sylvan Advocate. Okay, so now we have Collected Company as well. He has 1 card in hand. So we're going to go to 7. We're going to have 4 blockers versus 8 attackers. So I mean, we're very close to dead as is. I'm just going to go blue, right, green. I'll bounce token. Oh god, yeah, the bounce will remove 1. And Jace moves 1. And then we'll have Collected Company the following turn, which hopefully will stabilize us enough. And Sylvan Advocate's actually really good here. Oh god, this feels like he drew the Bushwhacker. Heel Cutter? Are we dead? I don't think we're dead. He has to have more damage from hand. Okay. So we'll block, block, block. Take 4, going to 3. We're gonna do a lot of stuff here. Oh my god. Okay, well that's pretty annoying. I'm trying to think of how we even combat all these tokens. Our deck just does not have anything that's gonna 2-for-1 him. I need Collected Company probably earlier. Silk Wraps don't seem good. I think Negates definitely come in. Whoops, I actually run in balance. Take out Nissa. And we can bring in 4 Arishan Clerics, which is actually really nice. So we'll bring in 4 Arishan Clerics. I'll cut Warden. What else can come out? Ojutai's Command didn't seem great in that game. Den Protector's probably a little bit too slow. Yeah, I think we'll run it like this. The Arishan Clerics. Life gain should be pretty nice in this spot. This is one of the weaknesses of the deck. Is these decks that just go ultra wide tend to do pretty well. Yeah, I think the mistake I made that game was when I looted with Jace the first time, I should have played my Windswept Heath and fetched with it and flipped the Jace because I had an extra land to loot away. So I knew I was going to play the Windswept Heath, so I should have played the Windswept Heath, cracked it, flipped Jace, and I would have prevented an additional 2 damage. You know, by targeting the Reckless Bushwhacker or whatever. Which would have made his play that turn probably not. Yes, we want to play first. Okay, this hand's pretty good. So we can go. Well, actually, maybe not. So we have a couple options. We can go Prairie. We can go Canopy Vista, Forest. That doesn't seem good. We go Prairie Stream, Forest, then wait to see what we're going to get for our 3rd land. Yeah, Prairie Stream, Forest, and then wait on the Windswept Heath. This allows us to play any of our 2-drops. Because I definitely don't want to go white-green. And not have the option to play Jace. Okay, so we naturally drew the 4. I'm just going to play Sylvan Advocate. He gets out and actually applies some pressure early. This Sylvan Advocate seems like the key card in this matchup. Subterranean Scout. It's kind of It's not a combo I'm like very worried about though. Okay, so now we have the trickier decisions. I still want something in play that's actually threatening, so I'll play the Arishan Cleric. And I don't think Jay's going to be flashing anything back that's all that important for a little while. So I just want the life gain and the bodies. So now we have double blocks for Glory Chaser. I mean, we could get Heel Cuttered here, which wouldn't be great. I'm really surprised if he main decks the Heel Cutter too. Suppose when you're running that many tokens. Oh, well, there it is. We're going to take 5. That eats up his entire turn though, so I'm not super worried about that. This takes us to 17. He's not going wide at all yet, so. Oh, that's a great draw. So let's go attack with Advocate first. Let me just say, let's get the Glory Chaser out of here. We'll probably grab another Prairie Stream for a 2nd blue, and then we'll fetch Canopy Vista with Foothills. So Sylvan Advocate's applying a good deal of pressure, and as soon as I have 6 lands in play, he should be big enough so that he's basically unblockable. What's likely to happen here is he could just play Goblin Heel Cutter Hardcast. I don't think it'll work out super well for him, but maybe he'll just trade it for my Sylvan Advocate. I don't know that I'm going to use the land yet, so I'm just not going to fetch. I'm going to do Prairie Stream. So I'm going to offer the trade. I'm not going to trade. Okay. Prairie Stream. Play more. And what I'm hoping to do is not block with. This is a Bushwhacker's not even good here. Oh, and he has the Bushwhacker. Good God. Alright, so let's see what he attacks with. Gives haste to everything. Oh, annoying. I mean, this deck is getting it done. This is just goblins. There's really no way for me to favorably interact with this at all. They're so weak to sweepers, though. Like, my deck is already really weak to like Radiant Flames, but it has ways to combat it. This deck does not. So we can't block this. I might eat some damage just so that I can get value off Den Protector. I could just trade him, I suppose. Well, I could just get the Heath back, I guess. That doesn't seem great though. I really want my Sylvan Advocate to survive. So he's very likely to be blocking the Reckless Bushwhacker if he can block. Because he'll be a 4/5 next turn. I need to make sure that I trade in such a way that I remove the Goblin Heel Cutter as well. Which leaves me taking 8 if I don't make another block, but I can assign 3 blocks this game. Or this set of blocks. So he's going to turn off the Arishan Cleric, which is fine with me. So I'll go ahead and say I need to kill Heel Cutter. This would leave me taking 8, which is probably too much to take. So I will block one of these 3 ones. Go to blocks, fetch a candidate. I'll flip Den Protector. 2 of my creatures survive this set of blocks, so and one of them becomes a 4/5. That's a good draw. Alright, so we're in good shape now. Sylvan Advocate's going to take this game over pretty quickly. Now Jamoka's command is going to help me fight off any Heel Cutter shenanigans. I'm trying to think, like, this game he didn't really draw the token side of his deck. I don't think he would take it out. One of the weaknesses of this deck is definitely go wide strategies. So the Gideon Nissa strats, these Reckless Bushwhacker strats, you really have to play defensively, so Sylvan Advocate is just, the best card. So I'm going to let him go to combat before I use my Dromoka's command, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to use it this turn. Okay. Just let him decide what he's going to attack with. Do I care about taking 2? I think I care enough. So with 4 mana, how much damage can he deal? I don't think he can deal 5. Can he deal 3 at instant speed? Almost certainly with something. Oh, collateral damage. So to protect myself from collateral damage, it's best to just put the +1/+1. Hold on, let's make sure this is right. +1/+1, fight. I could also just remove a blocker. I'll just prevent the damage here. This, I think, protects me from collateral damage the best. I end up taking 4 total. And then it can't be removed. Okay, I'm not going to fetch. Alright. I'm just going to try to loot away lands. I think this is more valuable as just a looter at this point to go find my collected companies. Okay, so we're going to win this game with CoCo here. Our opponent didn't draw the token side of his deck. I was trying to think of how we really combat this. I think I left the Ojutai's commands in. I think I'm going to bring 1 more in. That was much more creature-centric than his initial draw. I also think on the draw I'm going to cut 1 more Jace. Go down to 2 Jaces. As you saw that game, Jace didn't come down until I essentially won the game. Just because I really need to be playing the board as much as possible. It looks like Bounding Krasis and Reflector Mage are 2 of my best cards in this matchup as well. Being able to reset the 1-drop renowned creature, being able to just remove tokens, tap down, a heal cutter before it gets to make something unblockable. Being able to play my instant speed creatures is going to be huge in this matchup. So that's really what I'm looking for. I have some coffee on which I'm going to grab, so pause. Okay, this hand is a little bit awkward, but it has everything I need if I draw 1 land. And the earlier I draw that land, the better. If I draw a fetch, I can play Sylvan Advocate. Chaser. Okay. Oh, that's so good. So now I can play balls into Plains, into Forest Reflector Mage, and then still have mana up. And I'll still have mana on turn 4 for either Collected Company or Ojutai's command. Who's going to put me in really good shape. It doesn't seem like he's running really any removal. So unless he goes land, I think you'd have to go like land, dragon fodder, collateral damage to make this turn like really explosive. Looks like he... So training scout. Okay. So he's going to sneak through 3 damage this turn. I'm going to bounce the Goblin Glory Chaser. Can't block either of those. Okay, so he's stuck on lands. So here we just say Reflector Mage, Bounce Glory Chaser. I could just remove a token, maybe that's better. Yeah, I'll actually trade Sylvan Advocate for a token and a creature in this spot. It's a trade I doubt that he'll make because he wants to go wide, but I'll give him the option. Perfect. We have Ojutai's Command as well, so eventually we'll get value off of that. Roast. Okay. Okay, so we're most likely just casting Collected Company this turn. And unless we just miss outright, we should be in great shape. Okay. Alright. Age Protector. And we put 4 lands on bottom. It's pretty convenient. Okay, so this is looking like a game that's going to be difficult for us to lose. Our opponent, I mean, clearly stumbled on mana, but... Alright, I think he saw that the same way. So that's the difference with this deck when you draw Collected Company, and you sort of curve 2-3 CoCo. Even if you'd had a reasonable draw, I think we'd have been in good shape that game.